Welcome to Framer School. I am Siddharth, a Framer designer and tutor. I make weekly videos on Framer news, tips, etc. and build beautiful websites on Framer. If you like such content, make sure you subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss my videos. Let's look at this section here. We have a heading text, description and two call to action buttons. To use the scale tool, we need to press K and simply drag the corner you want. That's it. So whatever element that's been selected will grow proportionally according to the drag. Without scale, if you are just dragging the content, it will just extend the content according to the boundaries. When you select any element and press K, you'll have options on the right on the sidebar called scale, origin and size. If you select on the heading here and you press K, you can scale it down or scale it up. 0.25x, which is equal to 25% of the size. If we increase the number, it does the exact opposite. We'll look at origin in the next step. Coming to size, if we press K and increase the size number here, currently it is 1024. So if I go for 1440, let's say, whole selected element scales according to the width specified. Also, the height will grow proportionally. In this process, the height might go into decimals. We can change that later on. That being said, if you observe the buttons here, the gaps, the padding, all these numbers grow proportionally. The scale feature has been exceptionally handled by the Framer team. A big shout out to them. When we press K, we can also change the height to something like 300. It will proportionally decrease the sizes of the elements within the selected content. Let's select both of these images and activate the scale tool now. If we talk about the scale origin, it is finally about the pivot point from where the scale happens. If I increase the scale by 2x, you should see that the scale appeared to happen from the center point and the origin is specified accordingly. Now, if I reactivate the scale tool and specify the origin to be on the top left, the scale happens from this point. That means the pivot point is this. The point stays exactly where it is and the scale happens on the remaining pixels. Let's see, 2x. This is awesome, right? So similarly, if I specify any other pivot point, let's say this point, the scale happens on the right center point. Now let's scale to 2x. Awesome. One of the other exciting update that Framer gave out is introducing open source fonts. Those are like free shareable fonts that anyone can use and improve. They help the designers and the community to create great, beautiful work and make the websites look more cooler. Some of the popular fonts like OpenSans, Roboto are all open source fonts and they are being used by some of the biggest companies around the world. When you select a text, you can change the font from here, right? So if you want to change to open source collection, all you have to do is select all and you'll find open source here. You'll find some amazing fonts here. For example, this Apfel Grotesque is great. This makes it look more pro and bolder. And one other font is Argonaut. These are some amazing fonts loved all over the community. Alongside the open source collection, Framer also introduced the Collectivo collection of fonts. Collectivo is an open source type foundry and are a group of designers, font designers, who love contributing to the community, and you'll find some amazing typefaces in their collection. For example, AppSans and this Nectomono is lovely as well. You can find many more. Now that Framer has already introduced Collectivo typefaces into Framer, you can find that collection just below open source, Collectivo. For example, Ripes, Ronzano, Sneaky, these are all Collectivo fonts. When you have an asset and you want to export that out as a PNG or JPEG, you can do that now simply by selecting that image and going to the right bottom of the sidebar and find this option called export. Simple. You can export in multiple sizes here, 1.5, 2x, 3x, 4x and whatnot. And also you can add a suffix. For example, this is a man. That's it. Now as a PNG or JPEG. JPG. You can chain another export by clicking on plus. By default, it goes to 2x. You can change that anyway through the drop down here. Let's say we go for 3x, JPEG or PNG, and you can export the image. We often struggle with image assets being subpar in quality when we are scaling them to different sizes of screens, etc., which might lead to some blurry and pixelated visuals that can negatively impact the user experience. Framer now introduced the style property called image rendering, where you can choose the right scaling algorithm for your asset. For example, you can use sharper images on high resolution displays and smoother resolutions on illustrations and logos. This way, you can also optimize these file sizes, which helps in faster loading times. If we carefully observe these pixels here, if I change from smooth to sharp, you see that there is a subtle change here, which works specifically great when you are seeing on a high resolution display. Selection colors. Let's first create a template and see how selection colors work. You'll find a new option called selection on the styles. This is nothing but whenever you select some text, these colors will apply. You can change those colors to something like purple for this example, and something like red. I'm changing these colors to making this more apparent. Let's publish this and check. I select this text. The selected text is purple and the selected background is orange, as we rightly did on this template here. This is amazing. Previously, we had to do this through code components, and now this is inbuilt, which is great. That's it for the video. I love this update and I can't wait to see what Framer has in store for us next. If you like my content, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with my videos. Thanks for watching.